Bill Cosby, America's Dad, or America's Greatest Prophylactic. By this time, you have heard the allegations against Bill Cosby. He's been accused of serial rape almost over a 40-year period. The reason why this started recently is because a comedian by the name of Hannibal Buress mentioned it in a routine. Mr. Buress was remarking on how Bill Cosby had a very smug, if I remember correctly, attitude towards younger black people, black comedians, and lower class black Americans. Mr. Buress said that Bill Cosby is always making comments to the effect of, pull up your pants, clean up your act on stage. And Buress said, well, yeah, but you're a rapist. That went viral. And since then, numerous women have come forward and said, yes, this has been going on. Years ago, I heard this. I mean, have you come across it in the National Choir? In the National Choir, I didn't pay much attention to it. I kind of went, okay. But when Buress made his comment, and then it started popping up again, I began to wonder about it. Now, at the same time, a book had come out by Mark Whitaker. I believe Mark Whitaker, formerly of CNN and of Newsweek. This man is a journalist. He did a book on Cosby called Cosby. What had also started to reveal itself is that these allegations did not find themselves in the book. Now, granted, they were allegations, but you would think that a reporter would go deep into them to find out what was going on. Well, Mark Whitaker said, they were just allegations. I couldn't really find out much about it. But you never get the sense that, as a reporter, he really delved into them. So once again, it takes a comedian to do the press's work. Now, this is the same thing that's been going on with Jon Stewart in The Daily Show, or The Colbert Report, or with John Oliver. Recently, it's now comedy shows that have to do the work of the press. But let's get back to Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby is America's greatest prophylactic. Why a prophylactic? Well, you know what a prophylactic is used for. And Bill Cosby has devised a condom around himself. He's become America's dad, principally through his television show called The Cosby Show, which came on in the late 80s. When I saw the show, watched a couple of times, I got a thought, you know what? This is Father Knows Best in blackface. Okay. But what seems to have happened was that Bill Cosby was letting white America off. Because you know what? He really wasn't challenging them on race in any way. Bill Cosby is basically what I used to call an NTN, a non-threatening Negro, which is the sort of Negro who could only be elected president, hence Barack Obama. Ironically, since he's been elected president, he seems to have threatened a certain number of whites anyway. But back to Bill Cosby. What seems to be going on with Bill Cosby is that he has this really cynical triple game going on. On one level, he's America's dad, and he makes white people feel very comfortable. On another level, he's always castigating lower class black people about their behavior and what they're doing and what they're not doing. And this protects him. Seemingly right now, has protected him over the 40-year period. Because as I said before, none of the press, or very little of the press, has done any real investigations about him. Oh, it's come up a few places. Like I said, the National Enquirer. I believe a Philadelphia publication did something about this not too long ago. But it's been on the down low for over a 40-year period. So you have to ask yourself, what's going on? As Marvin Gaye once sang about, what is going on? How can a man be engaged in this sort of behavior over a 40-year period and no one knows about it? Or very few people know about it. Look at the women. They all tend to be young, naive, wanting to break into show business. Some of them didn't have strong male figures in their lives. This allowed Cosby to come onto them in a very fatherly way. And this is this interesting thing about what's been going on. If you read what these women have been saying, it seemingly is the same modus operandi. He drugs them. He established a relationship before he drugs them. And then he drugs them. And then he has sex with them. Now, this has been going on over a 40-year period, it seems. And a lot of people say, well, why haven't these people said anything about this before? Well, given how people treat women in the matter of sex, a woman in the popular mind is always the slut. But we know, in a lot of ways, that men, not all men, just like not all women, are some of the biggest sluts around. And it seems that Bill Cosby has become the king of slutdom over a 40-year period, if not more. This is amazing. This is truly amazing. So, another comedian, Chris Rock. He has a routine called Black People versus Niggers. And if you're familiar with that routine, you know that Chris Rock is saying there's a war going on between black people and niggers. And niggers are always messing things up for black people. Given what we know about Bill Cosby now, the question has to be asked, has Bill Cosby become a nigger? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it.